Hi and welcome to another reaction video here at HOFA Studios. What's it today?
Today we're listening to the new song Emergence by the band Sleep Token. It was released on Friday. Big announcement, big mysterious announcement.
Everything about this band is definitely mysterious, not just like wearing masks and everything like that. They released a sheet of notes which has further information for their upcoming releases. But today we're going to focus on this fresh single release. Can we call it a single? It's over 6 minutes long.
Well, Dream Theater's last single, like the debut single from the last album, was like 8 minutes long or 10 minutes. So
you got me. I'm not.
So this is the first single of their upcoming album, Even in Arcadia, which is out on May 9th. So there's definitely something coming, and we can call it a single because it's leading up to an album. So I would say we go right into it.
I'm very much curious. Let's see.
Well, you were late in bus, living on a promised word. Well, I am the rose you relinquished again. You and I are down head first in another world I had. But I have a feeling we're close to the end.
Hitting the build-up.
Absolutely.
Might be dropping into a hard riff sometime soon. See it coming.
Sapphire in my white gold burst out of my chest and hide out in the vents. My blood beats so alive, my bite right through your lens. It's midnight in my mind's eye, drowning out the daylight. Godspeed to my enemies, to be asking for that call sign. You know the behavior, canines of the savior. Glory to the legion, trauma for the neighbor.
Wow. I have to say, really beautiful tune. This is worth every cent you spend on it, and it's absolutely well produced as usual.
Yeah, like the spacey vocals, the big piano sound, and now this beat.
Yeah, absolutely, and I like that. I like that part with the lower form, and so the voice is really throaty. And Vessel has such a charismatic voice, and this one is absolutely beautiful. And I mean, people say that that's like progressive metal, alternative metal, indie rock, which I don't see. Metalcore, okay, ambient, of course.
I like depends heavily on the song, as we noticed.
Yeah, but what I like is these kind of R&B beats in this, and this is typical for them for these kind of parts.
Like especially like the diversity within the styles, because like I've mostly listened to the last album, like Taking Back to Eden.
Absolutely.
I have I heard some songs of the former records as well, but mostly the last one. And what's definitely very obvious is that they play around with different styles, also like elements from like hip hop or trap beats combined with R&B, like in the Summoning, for example, like the whole last section, the not breakdown, and stuff like that. So they throw around all kinds of different styles. So this is not really this is not really a surprise that they go this direction. Well, I was mentioning earlier that I would guess, I would assume that after this build-up section, there would be like a heavy riff part coming because it could have happened with a band that goes into like the 8-string department, the metal department, and like the genty department every now and then. But yeah, they have tricked us.
Why does no one mention the word gent metal? I mean, it's basically when they go hard. It reminds me of like bands like Periphery and the old Meshuggah ones.
Well,
like
I think they're not complex enough. Like gent is often like for some people, gent is like the low chugging on the 8th string, like with the heavy rhythmic accents. But for some, gent is more like the throwing around the wild time signatures and playing around like the complex stuff, like Animals as Leaders. It always depends. Like gent has like being a genre, kind of. Even Peripheries themselves say it's not.
I mean, for me, it's about like the playing style, because
yeah.
when you go 8 strings, it's not about power chords anymore. You have to play like a single string to get the tone, otherwise it will like really correlate in a bad way.
You should ask Stephen Carpenter of Deftones about that. he might have be having a different opinion on this one.
I mean, like let's focus on the big parts, but I mean, I think that the styles and how they work together, that hip hop R&B thing, I think that got them the Billboard Music Awards with Take Me Back to Eden, because that's what USA is about.
Yeah, I think it's similar as what Linkin Park did back then. Like they took the hip hop and the metal that was like fused in like a pop context, and they do it with like the modern day trap rap, R&B influenced hip hop styles and beats, and combine it with the current type of metal, which is like the progressive, the low tune, the gent, the 8-string stuff. And I'm curious. I think we will get a part like that. I think like we have 2 minutes of the 6.5 minutes already, so I think the last 4 minutes will hold some metal parts as well for us.
I'm so curious.
Would be surprised if not.
So here goes our hook. It's quite significant in terms of sound, and it's later on reflected by the guitars. So let's take a look on how it is made. First of all, we record the vocal. Or let's say the vocals, because we want to double the main track and lay a subtle octave down.
Go ahead and wrap your arms around me, arms around me, arms around me. Yeah,
and of course we don't have Vessel and his characteristic vibrato, so forgive us on that one. So here we have our 3 vocal tracks, all lined up. The first one, the double and the lower octave. Basically there are 2 ways to achieve that kind of down-pitched characteristic. Either you step a few notes higher and sing it in an upper register, and then down-pitch it. In this example, 3 notes higher.
Go ahead and wrap your arms around me, arms around me, arms around me, yeah.
And then simply down-pitch it.
Go ahead and wrap your arms around me, arms around me, arms around me, yeah.
Doesn't quite match the characteristic, so here's a better way to do it. We have a second set of vocals sung in the original register. Now what we do is shape the formants. What is formant shaping anyway? It's kind of the illusion of changing the resonant frequency of a voice without changing the pitch of the song material really. So we lower the characteristic to our liking, and afterwards we have a slight rough mix on our vocal set, plus we pan the first vocal to the left, the second extreme to the right, and the lower octave subtle in the middle of it.
Arms around me, arms around me, yeah.
Last but not least, we EQ the vocals, give it a little bit space with a space modulator and a fine large verb.
Go and wrap your arms around me, arms around me, arms around me, yeah. Go and wrap your arms around me.
well-placed right cymbal. Always nice.
I've got solar flash for your
There we go.
got space dust for your fuel rods, dark days for your solstice, dancing through the depths of hellfire on the winds that started from within. My blood beats so alive, might tear right through my skin. So tell me what you meant by living past your half-life, and lockstep with the universe and your well-versed in the afterlife. You know that I'm sanctified by what's below, no matter what you do, no matter where you go. You might be the one to take away the pain and let my mind go.
Dynamic roller coaster ride.
Absolutely.
Nothing else is quite the same as how I feel when I'm at your side. Come on, come on, I'll find underneath who you Come on now, you know that it's time to
I think it might have been the chorus.
I'm not sure, but I mean the first energetic part, like it's like, here's a flower and here goes your tank. It's in your face, and that's what I meant with one string, because that's basically the rhythmical parts. But then again, in the chorus, everything opens and it's beautiful and harmonic, and they kind of merge these emotions, the beautiful emotion and the hard emotion. That's cool. That's really cool. I like it.
I personally would definitely call this part, like the gent part, a gent part. That's what I understand being gent on the simpler side, like the significant rhythmic chugs with the breaks in between to leave some air, and also the fact that like the vocals remain rather calm while the guitar goes full on in your face. Yeah, it's kind of a great evolving from the first verse, which was only the beat without the guitar. So that was like a cool add-on that builds upon.
And he stays quite low with his voice. I don't hear something like "Why are you never real?" going like really up in the register. He's kind of groundy and like calm, floating. I like that. It's really cool. And as for the production, absolutely signature. If you just play 2 seconds to me, I would say that's Sleep Token.
Yeah,
it's not any of the other bands that are around from, I don't know, Motionless in White, Spirit Box, Bad Omens, whatsoever. This is typical them, but I will be brave and tell there is much more space to the drums. It doesn't appeal to or not as dry as the last production. It has a bit more roomy appearance, I think. So they basically improved the production, I think. It's definitely their signature sound, but it's a step further.
Yeah. Also in terms of guitars, I think like the gent part was like super crisp and clear. Like it's you hardly hear such a clean 8-string tone. That is like such fizzy distortion. That's such a creamy distortion that doesn't really like isn't muddy at all. Like
absolutely,
that's like with most bands, like with extended range or low tunings, and especially with 8 strings, I find it hard to find a really nice and soothing guitar sound that is also in your face. So that's really hit the mark there.
Mix and mastering is perfect. So nothing like when the bass drum set ends, you don't have any sound of pumpy, side chainy, the vocals are beat up by the bass drums. It's wonderful open. You can really make out every kind of harmonics in there, and the subtle elements like the pads that are laid underneath. Yeah. That's absolutely brilliant.
Great.
Let's listen to another chunk.
Arms around me, arms around me.
This gives me Deftones vibes. we hear the bass attack quite well.
What?
There's no good prog song without a saxophone solo.
Yeah! I had a musician on Instagram, a girl who was literally telling, I just played the saxophone on a Sleep Token track. I don't know if that's real, but here's the saxophone. '80s vibes.
Yeah.
You see Crockett and Miami Vice driving away. Is that the fade out? It is. It's fairly long. 20 seconds.
But nicely filled. Awesome.
Let's talk about that. Awesome outro with a saxophone on it. Will they have a saxophone player on stage? I'm asking.
Well, maybe not for that one song, but it's definitely a
Why not?
great thing to include. Also, you didn't see it coming, and that being the finale of the song is like it's the same thing they did in the summoning with the R&B type part, but way more subtle because it's like after all the madness is happening and like basically to get the listener ready for the next song, basically on the album, I guess, to like calm down the feelings and kind of get your head free again for the next track. And that is like a beautiful way to end the track without like just having it play a guitar solo to fade out or something. It's like, that's such a big contrast and so well chosen.
Absolutely big thing. I like the theme. I like how they sell it. They don't name it a single. They name it an offering. And basically, we got an offering that is burning away with a sign that's matching brilliantly their usual visuals that they carry around. And I'm very much curious to hear more of that. But this is, in terms of songwriting and production, really high level. Definitely thumbs up. Both of us, I think.
I think we can all get excited for May 9th when the album drops. I think we will get another single probably till then. And now it's your turn to let us know what you think about the song in the comments. What sticks out to you in terms of songwriting or production? And if you're interested in songwriting and production, go check out our courses at HOFA-College.com and stick with us as well.
Thank you very much.
Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and we'll see you next time.
See you soon.